Uh, Today's question is why to purify the mind by karma yoga so that we succeed in meditation. Succeed in meditation means that we awaken to the real self and we bring an end to the suffering. Welcome, Jerry and Javid. I was missing you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Missed you too. Hey, everyone. I don't know if my camera's working, so I'll try to get it to work.
Yeah. So, pay attention to today's lesson. Why to purify the mind? First, purify the mind. Second is karma yoga. We are always doing some action. So, that action should be converted into karma yoga, action yoga. And the third point is the purification of the mind that leads to meditation. So I have been pleading and requesting, I have been requesting you all to apply these principles in your daily life. You start communicating through your thought, your speech, and your action. Because then only we will bring about a change and transformation in our life. So it means that you listen to it. After listening, you reflect on it. You know how to apply that in my daily life, whether it's a personal life. Jerry, still you are working on the camera, I know, yeah. So, so this is, you see the 3 points: purification of the mind, and the master relates it to karma yoga. Without doing karma yoga, Tara has come. Without doing karma yoga, we cannot purify the mind. By contemplation and reflection, we remove the wrong notions. By reflecting that, I remove the wrong notion. Yeah, I got it, yes. But by doing the karma yoga, we purify the mind. That needs to be rightly understood. And we are doing karma yoga every day, you know, our personal life, professional life, social life, all the activities we are doing. So I have taken these principles from Gita, one of the best texts written by the founder, you can say, the Eastern wisdom is Krishna. But again, I'm requesting you to apply that in your daily life. Our tradition says that knowledge is very well given to the seeker. I was thinking to send an email to Christina why she is not joining. But anyhow, she has returned. So last time, what we did you get the answer of those questions, Christina?
I missed the first part of what you said. Once I was dialing in, it takes.
Okay.
I missed what you said.
Okay. I was missing you. I was missing you.
Yes,
I thought to send you.
I'm driving. I'm driving somewhere, and yes, I've been getting silly answers, but all the answers I've gotten have been through you. So I'm sorry I've missed. My apologies, Girish. So
No.
I'm gonna just be focusing
So
on
last
driving, but
time,
the meditation part, I'll be here.
okay. So the last time we discussed, does the mind has any idea about permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom? And we answered that. If you don't find the answer, you can go to the last. If mind has any idea, then what should we do? So then we also answered the question, are peace and happiness outside or inside? So if we are 100% clear in our mind by the intellect through contemplation and reflection, majority of the thoughts that will drop down. No, I'm in a hurry. If I don't reach there, then, I'm in insight. Calm down. Peace and happiness are within you. Then we also discussed about the issue of hell and heaven. That is within us. It is not outside. We should be very clear about it. We should not be carried away by the wrong notions. Well, even if you think of going to the heaven, so we have to die before we go to heaven, but I'm suffering now. I have to bring an end to the suffering today in my life. So today we are covering how to purify the mind by karma yoga. That needs to be understood rightly in order to become a seeker of the highest order. Karma, actions. So think of it, action. What exactly is our action? In the action, we have a desire, we have a doer, and we have an enjoyer. Do you see that? In any action, we have a doer inside, we have an enjoyer inside, and we have a desire. Without desire, we cannot do any action in our life. But there is a desire to meet the physical needs. We have to depend on the world outside for our physical needs, food, shelter, clothes. I'm a professional, so I should have a monitor, internet connection. So that they are the physical needs. And we already answered that question, that when we depend on the world outside for our emotional and mental needs, when there is a dependence, that causes the problem. So once we have those emotional and mental needs, I become a doer inside as a thought. I become an enjoyer inside as a thought. Are you getting it? I'm a doer of this. I'm an enjoyer of this. So this is what is known as karma, action. Now, if you stop thinking that you are a doer and enjoyer and still you are doing the same karma, that becomes karma yoga. Did you get it? So in karma yoga, Krishna says that I should be free from the thoughts of doer and the enjoyer and desire for the fruits of an action. And we already covered that, are you a pleasure seeker or a real self seeker? So the pleasure seeker is always engaged in doing karma. And every karma that we do as a doer and an enjoyer multiplies. It creates a ripples of thoughts in the mind, and it creates an impression, and those impressions buried as a storehouse. You wake up next day in the morning and your mind triggers those impressions. So the cycle of the desire, pleasure seeker, doer and the enjoyer continues, and that causes the three diseases of the mind. Do you remember the three diseases? If you have contemplated, attachment and detachment is the first disease of the mind. Second disease of the mind, that definitely leads to sorrow and the suffering. And the sorrow and the suffering causes the delusion in day-to-day living. Because I live with the wrong notion. Oh, you don't love me. You did not do anything. I have done a lot of things for you. These kind of thoughts continues to haunt your mind. Are you getting it? Karma to karma yoga is a way to purify the mind. Now see, take my example. Let me perform my duty. My duty as a teacher to give the knowledge in the best way possible without being a doer and the thinker inside. So my focus would be on the very karma, not as a doer and the enjoyer. Why? Because when I focus on it, peace and happiness will always be there. Krishna says, Neha bhikram nashusti pratyavayu na vidyati nahi swalapam pyasya dharmasya trayati mehetu bhayat. You have to contemplate and reflect what he says. Even a little effort in the direction of karma yoga saves us from great fears, anxiety, and insecurities. The feeling, those thoughts. So what happens? The seeker is always calm and relaxed. He has to do what he has to do. He does everything, all the activities of his daily life, but minus being the doer and the enjoyer inside. We don't have a doer when we go to the restroom. While eating, we forget about the doer. Think of it. But when you have an anxiety how to conduct a class, how to please everyone, emotional and mental dependence. How to please my honey. Add lot of questions. See that? Sorry. Neha bhikram nashusti pratyavayu vidyati. Little effort in this direction. You wake up in the morning, you put an agenda, then focus on the karma. It becomes the karma yoga. Don't think even that I am the doer and enjoyer, I have to please others. No. Give your 100%. It will not invite the duality and the conflict in your mind. The mind will remain pure. And once you start converting every karma into the karma yoga, what is going to happen? The mind will remain pure. Why Krishna says this? I'll just give you a brief idea about this. When I claim that I see you, now think of that I. Does that I means me, see you, or my eyes are seeing you? Backed by the mind. And if eyes in the mind are looking at you, it means I'm not the seer. The mind, due to wrong notion, creates a doer, seer, knower. Are you getting it? Let me repeat it again. Think of this. That I am none of these 5 sense organs. Are you clear? I am not the mind. Clear? Now this mind and the sense organs are seeing you. So it means there is no I. And the work is being done. That becomes karma yoga. So what is going to happen? It will clear all the garbage from the mind. All the garbage from the mind. That whether one is listening or not listening, you are doing your best. You are putting your focus is on the activity. Honey, I love you for the sake of love. There is no preference, there is no likes and dislikes. So what happens when the doer is gone? When the doer is gone, what happens? Mind remains free. And that mind can absorb into deeper meditation. So you have to think how to enter into that karma yoga. You wake up in the morning. I have to give a class. Okay, what is the topic? Class. Give it the best possible way. Focus on the karma. Forget that you are giver of the class. Finished. It takes a lot of contemplation. You are in a business, focus on the work. Not on the doer, not on the enjoyer. Because that is what the mind has been doing since our birth. For every desire it wants to enjoy. And that enjoyment, it thinks that it is outside. Am I going deeper or are you getting it? So only by thinking, you drop thinking as a doer and the enjoyer in the mind, desire will drop and dissolve in the mind. Mind will naturally focus on the action, work to be done. What work is essential must be done as a duty. That is what I covered couple of few sessions. That what is my duty, I must do it. If I ignore that duty, then I invite heaven or hell. Duty must be done, never be left. If left, will be punished by unfavorable condition. We invite reaction, attachment, detachment, anger, and hesitation. But if you are performing your duty, you don't get the reward in the beginning, but what happens? You are carefree. Mind does not have to think of the anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict. Seeker is free. That makes you a great seeker. Nehabhikram nashusti pratyavayo navidyate. It saves you from great fears and the insecurities in our life. Why the purification of the mind is necessary? You think of this. Why the purification of the mind is necessary? Because this mind is suffering from the third disease, terminal level. What is that terminal level of the disease? Wrong notions, delusion. How can I please you? Do you think that our desire to please you, to extract the maximum out of you? So it means what my mind is thinking. The happiness is in you. Peace is in you. That desire which leads to emotional and mental dependence must be dropped. Because that is attachment and detachment. That causes the sorrow and the suffering. No, I have done my best, but still you are not happy. What should I do? No, do nothing. You are crazy. Simple. We are crazy. So when I'm doing my work as a duty, then it is my responsibility. Then I focus on the work. You do it this week, and you will find that your mind enjoys the freedom inside. I'm linking the deeper principles in few more sessions, and then we will go directly to study one of the Upanishads. Think of this. My friends, think of this. Listen to it. First thing I said, karma to karma yoga. When all the karma are converted into karma yoga, there is no doer as a thought. There is no enjoyer as a thought. Did you understand that? Still, we are doing the same thing. I'm not asking you that, no, you stop doing this and do this. There are no do's and don'ts now. What is your duty as a seeker? Think of this. What is my duty as a teacher? So all the garbage in the mind is collected by the three diseases. Wrong notion in the mind claims that I am the doer and the enjoyer. Wrong notion, delusion claims that I am the doer and the enjoyer. Tell me from where I am the doer and the enjoyer. Sense organs, I'm not the sense organs, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect. So the mind creates a wrong notion, collecting all of them, and claims that I'm the doer. Are you thinking? Are you understanding? It is only happening in thought process. It is only happening in the thought process. So once you remove that, or you start thinking, no, I am not the doer. I am not the doer. Let me put my focus on this work that I am doing. Finished. Then the mind will say, oh, it will not give you happiness. Thank you. Basic needs, physical needs. We have to dependent on the world. But for emotional and mental, moment you depend on it, it is conditional, it is known as attachment. And this attachment will give rise to the second problem. It will definitely cause you sorrow and suffering. Are you getting it? Are you understanding? So the entire focus of the Krishna, I'm summarizing, journey of that focus on that it should become helpless. Oh, it's okay. All listening to me? No. Yeah? Hello. 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 Are you listening? Hello. Hello. Let
Yes,
me.
that works.
Are you listening? That works?
I hear you.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. So think of the three things: purification of the mind. What is that purification? That this mind should not contain anger, anxiety, duality, conflict, expectation. These are the impurities of the mind. Expectation. How the expectations comes? Because I am the doer. I want to enjoy meeting that expectation. Now, where is the doer? The doer is always lives in the mind. How it lives in the mind as a thinker. So by one thought of a doer, you get rid of this doer, that I'm not the doer. Let me perform this activity, this work. And that is what Krishna says. Nehabhikramanashosti pratyavayo navidyate salpam pyasya prayate mehato bhaya. It saves us from great fears and the insecurities that is present in the mind. So, three words again, remember: purification of the mind, karma to karma yoga. So, when the karma converts into karma yoga, then I have to think of what is my duty towards family, towards my profession, towards the society, towards the notion. So I convert all my actions in my daily life as duty. Duty must be done with a focus on the activity. Finished. And you will find that within a week, you will find this mind calms down. Mind says, oh, this is what I have to do. I'm doing it. Finished. So then your mind is not thinking, oh, I have to please. I have to please. So, what is that pleasing expectation? It is emotional dependence. That emotional dependence causes many desires for seeking happiness outside. So, that is totally withdrawn, and the mind is free now. And the free mind always succeeds in meditation. Are you thinking? Are you getting it? I'm invoking couple of deeper principles to so that you should know that how deeper this wisdom is, but it's not a bit difficult. I have given many examples. You're going to the restroom, there is no doer and enjoyer. The food is on the table. How you become the doer and how you do not become the doer, think of it. How you become the eater. Eater is a doer. So the food is on the table and the mind says, I hate this food. I like this food. Think of this. Think. So if you have a food that you like, very good, take it. But if the food is on the table, will you ask your mind, the food is to survive, let me eat it. Finished. I could see Ashok eyes in another camera. Do you see that? Simple things needs to be done in day-to-day life, in our relationship, in our personal life. What happens if you practice this? Mind remains totally casual, carefree, comfortable, free. That is what I always give in the initial steps of every meditation. And if you have any doubt, ask me, send the questions by email, or think of it, apply this. Let us start our practice now.